Hi guys, it's Josh here and I am back with my new series, How to Use Pokemon in Sword and Shield. So today we are looking at the proud Pokemon Unfezant and most likely overall the least like regional bird. But it is one of my faves and I did want to have a look into it. So before we get into the 4 sets for today, I would like to go over his stats. So we have our base HP of 80, which is pretty nice. Our base attack is 115, which is a sweet nice spot. We have defense of 80, special attack of 65, special defense of 55, and speed of 93. So that gives us a total stat number of 488. Not a crazy high number, but something quite decent, and I can tell you can make him work. Also, let's look at the abilities. We have Super Luck, which gives us a boost in our critical hit ratio by 1. We have Big Pecs, which stops defense lowering from our opponents. And then we also have Rivalry, which gives us a 25% attack boost when attacking same-gendered Pokemon, but 25% less with opposite-gendered. But anyway, let's get into our number 4 and work through. Disclaimer, these aren't in any specific order. So anyway, let's jump into his stats. So this here is my physical set. I actually run Jolly on this because with such a high attack stat, I think I can definitely make better use of that speed boost there, the extra 10%. So I run max attack, max speed, and obviously I'm carrying the Super Luck. So here I have Hypnosis on this set, but this is a questionable move. You could swap for some other attacking move, but if you can hit it, it allows you that setup turn. Then we got Focus Energy, which boosts our critical hit ratio by 2, and then we carry both Brave Bird and Steel Wing for coverage. Now you could easily carry something like Night Slash, so you can hit Dark, Rock and Steel Pokemon evenly, but I like carrying Steel Wing because then I can hit Rock Pokemon stronger. So let's have a look at this set. Now, with the Lychee Berry as well, I've got that there because if you do drop your attack stat down quite low, your HP down low, you get an attack stat boost, which makes you even more dangerous. You could also swap out your Hypnosis for a Roost if you find an opportunity to Roost. So I'm going to start off here going straight for the Hypnosis. I do collect there. It is a 60% chance to hit, but as I said, you could work with other stuff. But coming in against a Rotom like this, I know it's not the most valuable thing to rely on a 60% accuracy move, but being able to hit that gives me that setup I needed against a Pokemon carrying an electric move. Now, let me also state though here, obviously I am versing, you'll see, Grass Pokemon, so I do have a little advantage against the next two, but against Rotom that Hypnosis really proved useful. So let me quickly go over my how critical hits work. You start at a base rate of 1, which is only 4.17%. With 1 boost, which our ability naturally gives us, we go to 12.5%. And then once we use Focus Energy, we jump 2 more up. So we actually end up at level 4, which is 100% critical hit ratio. This means we are guaranteed with Super Luck and Focus Energy 100% critical hits. And the good thing is having that 93 stat with Jolly actually tips us a little bit over that 100 speed level. Obviously, if the other Pokemon is also Jolly or Timid, they do beat us a little bit, but that's where it puts us, which is nice. And then we come up against a Maractus, and I thought I'm just going to go for a Steel Wing to show this off. I was quite surprised we're actually going against a Scarfed Maractus, which is really nice. Obviously doesn't have a move to take me out, which is good in my part. But now you can see the Lychee Berry get popped, which is quite nice. And that then gives me that extra attack boost, meaning my attack power is at 1.5 plus critical hit ratio, which is another 1.5. So it does put a nice boost out there. Now, as I said, if you want to run different moves, you can easily. Now, if you do run something like Night Slash, you actually have a good boost to start with. Anyway, let's go to number 3. So number 3 is pretty much a similar set, but I'm actually running a special Unfezant set. So this one is pretty much very similar, except this time I'm modest because I need that special attack boost, max special attack, max speed. I sit quite nicely, run that Super Luck ability again, so I get that boosted critical hit ratio, so that way I'm at 12.5 and I can get, with 1 Focus Energy, I can pop myself to that 100% critical hit range. Now, I have, as well as this, I have Uproar, Heat Wave, and Hurricane. So, just to look into them, then, you can change them around and use a couple different things, but I thought Uproar was the best. It does lock you into a move, but it's pretty decent and strong. Heat Wave, not fully accurate, but nice, strong fire move as well, which can help with steel types. And then Hurricane, again, 70%, but really strong attack. So what I suggest, and I do, but you don't have to, is the Wide Lens item, which increases our accuracy. That way moves such as Hurricane and Heat Wave are obviously going to have a higher chance to hit than usual. So let me just show him in action here. So I thought, what, we're best to show it here. But anyway, so obviously you've got your Dynamaxing, and that's a good thing. I'm going to show off on this set nonetheless anyway. So I'm going to go for the Focus Energy. I'm going to get Tail Slapped here. I was like, let's see how many times, whatever. But it actually ends up being 2 times, which is cool. Gives me a bit more HP range to play with. And I'm going to go for the Focus Energy, as always. That way I'm boosted to 100% crits. And now I'm going to go for my Dynamax. Now, the reason I suggest Dynamaxing sometimes with these Pokemon like this, one, it gives you that 100% accuracy. Again, even though we've got the boosted accuracy from our item, we can get to 100%. And this way as well, I can get a speed boost off as well. The added effects. If I use Heat Wave in Dynamax form, obviously we're going to get the Sun Up, and then if we want to lower our opponent, we actually can with our using our Uproar. The good thing is, though, with this is by being able to Dynamax, I actually avoided an Encore, which was quite important. And as we saw before, the Cinccino was actually faster than me, but now I'm going to outspeed. The other thing you could play around with if you want is putting a little less into the speed investment and a little into HP, so you could live more, and that way with giving a Dynamax max airstream, you're going to have that speed boost off to gain that loss back. But as you can see, we're sitting at 100% crits, and I went for that Heat Wave, well, sorry, not Heat Wave, but yeah, there, so that way I can get the Sun Up, and now my Fire-based moves are going to be much stronger, so that's actually putting him into a more dangerous area. Obviously, instead of Max Flare again, which name I forgot a second ago, I'm going to go back for Max Airstream because it is Stab, and hitting, that strong of a powerful move at a critical hit, at Stab, we're going to be doing a lot of damage, even though we only have base 65 attack power. But you got to remember, the critical hit actually gives us a 1.5 power boost, which means it puts us up to a, from 65 we're looking at like 97.5 base special attack, so we're not bad, especially before any boosts. So anyway, we're going to go for a Heat Wave here. The reason I went against a Mimikyu is obviously we've got to break the disguise, but we could burn him nonetheless. But it's fun to look at these sets in a quick little battle, I actually, side note, love that we can drop the HP of a Mimikyu once he breaks, which is a little bit of a nerf, but that's great. So I'm going to get burnt, but that's the other thing you can run with as well. Even going for a Focus Energy, a lot of people will be expecting you to be a physical set because, yeah, you can put out a lot more power, but having a special set can also keep people off guard. So anyway, Mimikyu is going to delay us here, but you can see the idea of these two sets, which are both similar, but having that special offensive and physically offensive sets can both really work, and depending on situational, obviously other different sets work better in different situations, but I really do like both. I would have loved them both to be male Unfezants, or any of these, which all turned out to be female, because I love the male, but as you can see, this guy's a bit defensive, but nonetheless, the critical hit works, and the critical hits are also good if you didn't know, while he kills himself here, a critical hit will actually bypass all boosts, so if someone has boosted their stats, their defense or special defense, then it's actually quite good to use an Unfezant like this, because a critical hit will put you over. Okay, into number 2. So this is where we get a bit different. So this is a bit of a utility set, and I'll go through it. I run Super Luck again, just so we can have those big hits. Now, if you want to run Big Peck, you could, and you could easily run Rivalry, but I suggest not. I run Jolly just to get that speed boost off with the special attack drop, and we're going to run Max HP. There's a reason why I run Max HP. So we're going to start with Tailwind. Like he gets it a level up move. We can make sure we get the boosts off. Now, if you want to run a doubles team or a singles team, both these work. We can easily get Defog, which is great. Then we have U-Turn, which we can swap out then once we set up, especially in singles. And then I've just got Brave Bird on here. That way we can really utilize that power attack. And I carry the Focus Sash just to make sure we do live the first move, or first hit. Now, if you want to, you could put Roost instead of Brave Bird or anything like that. There are a couple of different moves you could use in that slot. But I like Brave Bird because if it is you've done your job, you can easily smash with Brave Bird, and especially if the person trying to set up anything, including screens, if not entry hazards, you can defog and then really give a whack. So anyway, I need to say a quick thank you to Flag for helping me out with this one and the next one I wanted to display, but I really needed to have a certain Pokemon to display against. So Now, Tyranitar is definitely a rock setter in times, so what I would suggest in terms of things, now the Sandstorm doesn't help, but you can easily set up a Tailwind here, and by setting this up, a lot of people aren't going to know what you're going for and think you're just trying to boost your own speed. So here, by going for a Tailwind, I can boost my own team's speed for 5 turns, including this one. And yeah, okay, he's going to set up the Stealth Rocks. Now, the cool thing is, if you are in a doubles, then this set can actually work a little bit better because you don't have to rely on the U-turn for momentum. So now I'm going to go for the Defog. He set up the rocks. Obviously, he's going to try and take me out. Now, I'm going to go for the Defog. I clear off these rocks, so now I don't have to stress about them. And I'm going to get hit quite strong from, well, this is a rock, sorry, he isn't a very well trained set, he said. But if that was anything stronger, I actually would have gone down, and in this situation, that actually would have gone really well. But unfortunately, I'm not going to go down here. I'm going to go for the U-turn. Now, remember, I have no attack investment. He may not have defense investment, but nonetheless, that still does a nice chunk. And if you have an opponent running a Focus Sash or a sturdy rock setter or entry hazard setter, that's a good move to have, even if you do chip damage, because now you can bring in a Pokemon of yours, like Phalanx, who has a super effective move. Now here for me, obviously fighting super effective, but it's quite interesting doing so. I would also state as well that it doesn't matter who they have. If you have a bigger team, you're most likely going to have someone with super effective, and at the HP I lived, I can still re-enter and get another Defog off nonetheless, but it gives you that pivotal momentum to remove the rocks, then bring someone in, even if they reset them, and take them out. Now, if you do only survive on 1 HP, you are a little, useless there, but you can use as a sack-off swap later. Anyway, let's get into number 1. Now, number 1, as I said, these aren't in any particular order. I've just gone in from 4 to 1. And 4 is probably the most viable set. But this is actually a Korbinite counter set. So I'm running Big Pecs because I want that defense at max without a drop. Running max HP, max defense. Now, actually, I would suggest dropping your attack stat because we want that special attack for this set, and I'll show you why. Now, we have nice speed generally. Now, remember, the stats here aren't at level 50. You can always see the level as we go through. But anyway, here we're running Sunny Day because we want to boost those fire-powered moves, and we want to actually boost Morning Sun's recovery, which does get boosted in the sun instead of Roost. We're running Hypnosis in case we need that little bit of, we want that setup turn for free, we can risk Hypnosis, and then we've got Heat Wave. Now you can run another move instead of Hypnosis, whatever you may think is better. Taunt, if you want to really taunt your Corviknight, is another good option, especially if they're a sub or a bulk up set, so that way you can trap them in. And then we carry the Potato Berry just so if we do end up a little low on HP, we can get that special attack boost. So anyway, against Flag again, thank you again for this display from him. But I got him to bring in a Korbinite set for me. Now, I have had a look. I believe one of the suggested Smogon sets for Korbinite is a sub bulk up set, which I understand, and they usually don't run so much speed investment because they are more of a bulky Pokemon than a speed tiered Pokemon, sorry. You could easily come up against a fast one, but you're not necessarily going to. So anyway, I'm going to lead off with Sunny Day. I want to show how I can set this up so that way I can get the sun up. I'm not exactly sure what he's going to go for, so that's where I was like, we'll see what he does. So anyway, he's actually going to go for the Hone Claws, which is great. Another good setup move for this Pokemon, because if you can take a kill with 1 or 2 Hone Claws up, then someone brings in something that, is defensive against flying moves, then you've also got that power trip there. So now I'm able to go for the Heat Wave free, again, I'm actually going to do over half, which is great, and then he's going to go for the Brave Bird. So I'm like, let's just see how much I take. Remember, max HP, max defense, and I was like, shit, that was a lot. And I was like, that was a critical hit. So not only was he +1 in attack, which gets into 1.5, he got a critical hit boost. So then I thought, well, let's show this. With Morning Sun, you got to look, we're only on, 18 HP, wasn't it? Yeah, 18, and we're going to boost ourselves all the way back up to 140 something. So that is well over half. It's actually 3/4, and then we're going to get Steel Wing there, which, as you can see, really does nothing. So I thought, well, I can go for another Morning Sun and put myself in a nice place. Now, as we can see, we only have 1 Pokemon each, but here I can put myself in a nice HP standing for the next Pokemon to come in. Now, if he swapped out now, I could swap out again if I'm not a good matchup and do anything. And as I said, if you didn't want that Hypnosis, you could run Taunt to really screw with their own boosting momentum, or you could run another attacking move so something else comes in, you can hit it. So as you can see, again, he did over half, so it's not really the best spot for him, but he did take himself out. So that is our fourth set shown, and to be honest, after I showed Flag this set, he was really impressed and really liked the idea of having a specific counter. And I can tell you now, something like Korbinite, which has such a great potential and really cool design and everything that shows up in a new region, you're going to see it being used. That's it. So it's not the worst thing to carry around, and to be honest, it also works to counter other steel types. Now, obviously, Steelix is another great one to counter, but you do have to remember you have that sturdy and potential rock move to carry around, but nonetheless, it isn't stabbed rock move, so you can work with that. And as I said, depending what the Steelix is running, you could make it really work. But if you guys have enjoyed that, please do either, whatever you want, Brave Bird, Focus Energy, any of that on the like button. Oh, we need to say more, don't we? Sunny Day, Morning Sun, Tailwind, there we go, we've mentioned every set at least with one move. Don't forget, as I said, the comment section is there. Whether you have your own set, I'd love to see that written down there if it's anything different. You can also, add in if there's a Pokemon you'd love to see me do this with, because if you guys want one, I'm happy to look into it and try. And I will come up with usually a minimum of 3, I think, is my benchmark. On top of that as well, if you guys want to keep up to date, Discord, Twitch, and Twitter in the just above the comments there. Twitch is definitely a place you should head to soon, because I'm going to be doing a lot of battles and streaming a lot coming soon. And finally, if you really want to keep up to date with this type of content, my other Pokemon content, or even just the general stuff I do, then you're welcome to hit that sub button and possibly ring that bell. But I had a lot of fun doing this, and I hope you guys enjoy this too. But anyway, guys, until my next video, I'll see ya.